Well, howdy ho there, folks. How are we doing today? Hopefully, you're all doing absolutely peachy keen fantastic and full of love of the Lord and all that good stuff. Today, it's time for a little short little cat sermon. And this here is Sri Ramakrishna. I really like Ramakrishna. I really like his teachings, and I really like learning about him. And of course, because of him, we get things like the Vedanta Society of New York, which is like one of my favorite things to listen to. And I really enjoy Swami Sarvapriyananda, and they're all related, so that's pretty cool. Okay, so we're gonna do a short little cat sermon here. We're gonna do a short reading from the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, and I just wanted to share this with you guys. So yeah, we'll go ahead and do that. But first, as per usual, we're gonna start with a little prayer. Okie dokie. Oh, sweet divine mother, please guide us. Guide us from the unreal to the real. Guide us from darkness unto light, and guide us from death to immortality. Guide us so that we may remember you, thank you, and perfect our worship of you. Guide us so that we may always come back to you and worship at your lotus feet. Guide us so that we may see the presence of Krishna in everyone who passes us by, and guide us so that we may see the footsteps of Christ wherever we go. Guide us so that our hearts may be open, and that we may be full of love and light. Om Krim Mahakali Kali Namaha. Okay. So, today I'm reading from the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. And we're just going to go ahead and get started here. Everything depends on God's will. Whether you live in the world or renounce it, everything depends upon the will of Rama. Throwing your whole responsibility upon God, do your work in the world. If you cannot do this, what else can you do? If a clerk be imprisoned when the term of his sentence is over and he comes out, tell me, will he pass his time dancing in joy over his release, or resume the work as a clerk? So, when the householder is liberated from the prison of the world, will he spend his life in rejoicing over his liberation? He may continue to perform his duties as a householder if he so desires. He who has attained the wisdom makes no distinction between this place and that place. To him all positions are equal. He who has found God here has found him there. When the tail of the tadpole drops off, it can live both in water and on land. When the tail of ignorance drops off, man becomes free. He can live both in God and in the world equally well. So, what Sri Ramakrishna is saying here is that, when you become enlightened, you don't have to run off to a mountaintop or anything like that. But it also relates back to what Swami Vivekananda says. See, Swami Vivekananda said that he who runs off to a mountain cave in the Himalayas has missed the way. But he who dives headfirst into the pleasures of the world has also missed the way. We can live in this middle path, similar to like the path of the Buddha and all that good stuff. And we can live in the world and experience God in the everyday world. We don't have to run off to, a mountain cave. We don't have to become a monastic or anything like that. We understand that, God is equally present in all parts of the world, and God is equally present in all parts of reality. We get to experience the love of God and the love of the Lord no matter where we go and no matter what we're doing, if we open our hearts to it and if we see that reality that is before our eyes. See, we have this veil of ignorance which kind of makes us think that there's this great separation between us and the Lord. But the truth is the Lord is ever present in our lives, and the truth is the Lord is ever present in our hearts. We can always feel the love of the Lord, and we can always be dancing for joy if we really set our hearts to it. If we really set our hearts to the beat of Rama's drum or Krishna's flute, we can always feel that joy of the Lord. Ma Kali is, present everywhere, and you can get crazy experiences even in the strangest of places. Why, heck, I remember one time I was just walking around work, and I was listening to a song, it was like, call, and it wasn't Call on Me, but it was I don't remember the actual title of the song, but basically I was just walking around work, and then there was this thing where it said, and I'll always be there, and I had this very vivid image of Krishna appearing in my mind, and reaching his hand out towards me, and I remember bursting out into tears. It was pretty crazy. Thankfully, I was alone at work at the time, so, nobody saw me burst out of tears. Although I wouldn't have really been that embarrassed, I just would have had a really hard time explaining to people why I was crying. But it was really wonderful, and God is always present, even in the most mundane places. And you can live in the world and still experience God. And if you're enlightened, you can live in this world and still experience God. And even though you're experiencing those joys at all times, you can still be here. Know what I mean, Jimmy Dean? Okie dokie, that's just what I wanted to share with you guys today. And I hope that you know that I love you and God loves you. And we're going to end with a short little prayer. Oh, sweet divine mother, please guide us. Guide us so that we may always come back to you. Guide us so that our hearts may always be open to you. Guide us so that our hearts may always be open to those of us, to those around us. Oh, sweet divine mother, please guide us so that we may remember you always. Guide us from the unreal to the real. Guide us from darkness unto light. Guide us from death to immortality. Guide us so that our hearts may be full of your love. Om Krima Kali Kali Namaha. Okay. Thanks very much for stopping by. I decided to put on the rain sounds, by the way, because I thought they would be nice and relaxing. I hope that you all have an absolutely wonderful day, and I hope that you know I love you and God loves you, and bye-bye, I love you, bye. Have a great one. Bye.